Beat Poetry Festival, Portland edition. Thank you all for being here. I am Camille Perry, your host, and I have an amazing lineup for you guys tonight. I can't believe we have such a full house. This is really exciting. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here, braving this nasty weather. All right, who is it? This is why we have 2 microphones. Hooray! All right. This is the first year of the National Beat Poetry Festival. It began as an idea from international coordinator Vaughn Cormier. Reaching out to hosts and coordinators, he formed his vision around the following. The National Beat Poetry Festival, a non-profit organization, is dedicated to hosting, collaborating, and fostering joint partnerships for beat-themed poetry readings, workshops, plays, radio shows, and much more locally and across America, and even internationally at times. The Beat generation lives on from its inception in the early 1940s, continuing its legacy today by way of new writers, poets, and artists of disparate influences and means of expression. The National Beat Poetry Festival is committed to not only supporting venues in existence, but also in developing new venues where cultural preservation and the works of new artists can show yesterday, meeting the living voices of today. National Beat Poetry Festival's activities promote literacy and open exchange dialogue, which incorporates the beat history and art at its base, to break boundaries and bridge cultures with new thought, ideas, and free expression. Events are happening all over the United States during the latter half of last month, all through the month of September and into October. I believe that we have over 40 states represented and as many as 13 countries, I believe, at last count. Pretty exciting stuff that we've got this all coming together. Really exciting. Portland has a delightful piece of beat history, as some major beat generation writers, Philip Whalen, Gary Snyder, and Lou Welch, roomed together at Reed College. These men became major players in the San Francisco Renaissance. The official title for this event, the Beats Raid Portland, is a send-up to Lou Welch himself, a 1950s advertising man in Chicago who, legend has it, came up with the slogan, "Raid kills bugs dead," possibly one of his most succinct beat poems in existence. All right, a few nuts and bolts before we continue. We've got Emma in there behind the bar. She's going to take good care of you. Take good care of her, please. Give her a round of applause. If you enjoy what you are seeing, there is a donation box right over here. All proceeds will go back to all of our fine performers this evening, so think about throwing back to them. Please turn off or silence your cell phones. We all know how annoying that is during a performance, so phones off. The event is being filmed for the national website. You can find footage of this event at nationalbeatpoetryfestival.org. You'll also be able to find more information about our poets there, or by asking them yourselves. We will be taking a 15-minute break at the midpoint of the show. Please don't be shy about getting yourselves a drink then, or even throughout the show, so long as you're being respectful to the performers and your fellow audience members. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our first poet of the evening. Leanne Grabel is a writer and performance poet. Leanne Grabel is a writer and performance poet, and she has a bunch of illustrated poetry books out in the world, as well as the rape memoir, Brontosaurus. Her performance pieces include Bad Girls, The Lighter Side of Chronic Depression, and Anger, the musical. Without further ado, Leanne Grabel.
I'm very happy to be here, and I want to thank Camille for putting this together, and thank you all for coming. By way of my connection to the beats, I grew up in Stockton, California, so as I was thinking about that earlier today, I was thinking that is the opposite of beat poetry. Stockton is the opposite. So I knew nothing about the beats until I went to college, and then I just loved them. And I wanted to share 2 quotes. One quote from the Beat poets. One is from Allen Ginsberg, and this was on the Cafe Lena menu, and this may be my favorite quote ever. And the quote is, "A naked lunch is natural to us. We eat reality sandwiches, but allegories are so much lettuce, don't hide the madness. I love the Beats because they broke boundaries and they broke traditions and they innovated, and I just love people that do that. I feel that I'm going to start with a piece by Anne Waldman because it's sort of well known that the women of the Beat poetry generation got no acclaim or notice, really, and they had to get the coffee. We're talking about the 50s, and so Joyce Johnson, Diane DePrima, Joanne Kiger, Lise Cowan, all of these names. Some are more known than others, but Anne Waldman is known. Ginsberg called Anne Waldman his spiritual wife. And she calls herself, this is from her website, I just wanted to share this, I got this off her website today, an open field investigator of consciousness, committed to the possibilities of radical shifts of language and states of mind to create new modal structures and montages of attention. Waldman started the poetry project at St. Mark's Church in the Bowery, and she co-founded with Ginsberg the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poets at Naropa. I'm going to be excerpting her 30-page poem, don't worry, called Fast, yeah, right, get a pillow, called Fast Speaking Woman, Fast Speaking Woman, which she considered to be a shamanistic chant about every woman. Woman was in the world, was walking. Woman was singing, sounding the day away. Sounds like a cranky old machine. Someone said that someone was a mean man, mean child man, but she just ignored the cranky old machine part and went on her way. She was burning all right. Her house, the one she carried on her head, was afire. I'm the braggart woman, I'm the celebrity woman, I'm the standout woman, I'm the stigma woman, I'm the beaten woman, I'm the disgraced woman. Oh, where will I go? Who will have me? Water clean me as I go. I'm the ravenous woman, I'm the high-pitched woman, I'm the hissing woman, I'm the woman with the fangs. Water clean me as I go. I'm the know-nothing woman, the know-it-all woman, I'm the thought woman, I'm the waiting woman, I'm the ready woman, I'm the atmosphere woman, I'm the heaven woman. Oh, that's what it looks like when you go to heaven. They say it's like softness there. They say it's like day. They say it's like dew. I'm the butterfly woman, I'm the amber light woman, I'm the emerald light woman, I'm the lush woman, I'm the justice woman. No, it's not sadness, no, it's not a lie. I'm the devilish clown woman, I'm the whirling dervish woman, I'm the playful light woman, abalone woman, I'm the woman abashed. Gibberish woman, I'm the transparent woman, I'm the mocking woman, I'm the gadget woman, I'm the woman with the wounds. I'm the eroding woman, I'm the wired woman, I'm the nervous woman, I'm the night without a moon woman, I'm the iridescent woman, the hazardous woman, the headstrong woman, the woman with the wings, the woman with the leaves, the swimming woman, the sensible woman, the adamant woman, the woman with the thorns, the mistake woman, the woman with a weight on her shoulders. Woman combs snakes out of her hair. Woman combs demons out of her hair. Woman lies down with the cobra, then meditates under the cobra's canopy. I'm the dark-eyed woman, the discerning woman, the dissonant woman, the fast-speaking woman, the fast-growing woman, the volatile woman. I'm the woman who breathes in. I'm the woman who exhales. I'm a fast-speaking woman, a rolling speech woman. Hey, I know how to shout. Hey, I know how to sing. Hey, I know how to lie down. The next, I want to thank Casey Bush, the editor of Bear Deluxe, poetry editor. This was an earlier version of this was in Bear Deluxe. It's called Growl Revisited, 2015. America, you better wipe out the obvious sins. All the people going hungry while the fat snack on lobster wouldn't need to. All the people going homeless while the fat sleep on thread counts wouldn't have to. All the fearful going scaredy, all the fearful going vicious, all the vicious going blind, all the blind getting blinder wouldn't get to. Oh, America, I can barely keep my eyes on the road, as if driving by a tragedy, ears closed, nose closed, as if walking right into the men's room after a big guy in overalls, 35 minutes with the sports section and God knows how many sausages. I'm afraid to smell America. I'm afraid to feel the chaos. It's a free fall, not a carnival ride. It's a yowie, not a wee. Animals dying, birds dying, fish dying, earth frying, starfish disintegrating before our eyes. Oops. My fingertips aren't sticky. Oh, America, all the people controlling wouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. Legislation should shower down with sweet design, like a cloud on the float, like a petal in a breeze, like an oak tree with an oak tree's sensibilities. We better be different than we are, America. Different men should be, women should be. I mean, this way it seems like we never learned a thing. Like pork rinds are all that we ate. Like hee-haw is all that we watched. Like we thought we didn't have to have a culture. Like we were glad we didn't have to have a culture. Oh, America, we've been acting like we have no comprehension of the human soul at all. Like we can't bleed. Like we can't sob. Like we can't get moist. Like we can't get hard, like we can't get soft, like we can't get anything human at all. Oh, America, I think we're changing species. I mean, I keep hearing about all these incidents where the papas are fingering the babies just to get the rocks off, and then they go to the Veterans Parade, and then they go to the Christians Parade. Tell me, where does the pomp come in? Tell me, where does the pride ride in? More deaths by guns since '68 than in every war we've ever had. Tell me, where does the pomp come in? Tell me, where does the pride ride in? Oh, America, a horse like us would have been glue by now. A brain like us would have been dead by now. We better visit the French cathedrals. We better eat with the ancient women. We better live with the monks and take a long, long vow of silence. Better learn how to recognize the justice. We better learn how to need the justice. We better rise up, not clench up when we start to feel the freedom. We better empower the brilliant. We better empower the gentle. We better empower the poets, better blossom a future with no sticks, better wipe out the obvious sins, better wipe out the obvious sins. And one more. Why I hate war. This is the one that was in the Bear Deluxe. think it's the smacking. I think it's the flappy, smack-lip gobbling. Thick, ragged, I think it's the smacking. I think it's the flappy, smack-lipped gobbling. Thick, rabid conquerors, macerating lives like a pig. I think it's the burning of the flesh. I think it's the shock of the hiss of the burning of the flesh when you embody the shock, when you embody the shock of the hiss of the burning of the flesh. To imagine singed tissues, the hiss of singed tissues. I think if you listen, I think you can just hear the sizzle, the grizzle, and the clicking of death's wooden dentures. Oh my, will you look at him? Stiff-eyed and muscular, pompous and puffy in his three-button shirt and his shit kickers. Shit to embody that final flinch of fear. It slaps you back, rank and shocking, yellow stink, acrid musk. I think it's the macho. I think it's the chomping, the teeth covered in gelatinous, wittered to fangs, with all that nervous chewing on poppers and whoppers and poplars and pork chops and people. I think it's the smacking. I think it's the flappy, smack-lipped, gobbling, thick, rabid conquerors, macerating lives like a pig. Manifesto. Don't worry. Trust yourself as soon as you can. Love yourself as soon as you can. Don't be afraid of your body. Don't be afraid of your freedom. Don't be afraid of your poets. Love them. Love your poets. Love their color. Be color. Blossom with color. Learn from the children. Listen to the children. Play. Don't be so stingy. Don't be so stingy with the minds of the children. Trust the children. Don't cause pain. Think. Tell the truth. And use as few words as possible. Check in with your audience. Check in with your audience. Love yourself as soon as you can. Eat what's good. Use your body every day. Trust the ancient wisdom of the shoulder. Let your head rest on the ancient wisdom of the shoulder. Let your head rest. Don't worry. To share to end this by Brian Dyson. I come to free the words are free to come.
Thank you, Leanne. That was fabulous. Next up, we have a writer that I just got the pleasure of meeting today. Trevino Brings Plenty is a poet and musician who lives, works, and writes in Portland, Oregon. Trevino is an American and Native American, a Lakota Indian born on the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation, South Dakota, USA. Some of his work explores the American Indian identity in American culture and how it has, through genealogical history, affected indigenous peoples in the 21st century. He writes of urban Indian life. It's his subject. He has published multiple titles. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevino.
I'm so sorry. Okay, well, here, can we just, here, I'll just, okay, here, is it, I don't know if we can stay here.
It's a suggestion, so we have you feel comfortable.
Dinosaur year we. Born like this, into this, as a chalk faces smile, as Mrs. Death laughs, as the elevators break, as political landscapes dissolve, as a supermarket bag boy holds a college degree, as the oily fish spit out their oily prey, as the sun is masked, we are born like this, into these carefully mad wars, into the side of broken factory windows of emptiness, into bars where people no longer speak to each other, into fistfights that end as shootings and knifings, born into this, into hospitals which are so expensive that it's cheaper to die, into lawyers who charge so much it's cheaper to plead guilty, into a country where the jails are full and the madhouse is closed, into a place where the masses elevate fools into rich heroes. Born into this, walking and living through this, dying because of this, muted because of this, castrated, debauched, disinherited, because of this, fooled by this, used by this, pissed on by this, made crazy and sick by this, made violent, made inhuman by this. The heart is blackened, the fingers reach for the throat, the gun, the knife, the bomb, the fingers reach toward an unresponsive God. The fingers reach for the bottle, the pill, the powder. We are born into this sorrowful dreadliness. We are born into a government 60 years in debt that soon will be unable to even pay the interest on that debt. And the banks will burn. Money will be useless. There will be open and unpublished murder in the streets. There will be guns and roving mobs. Land will be useless. Food will become a diminishing return. Nuclear power will be taken over by the many. Explosions will continually shake the earth. Radiated robot men will stalk each other, and the rich, the chosen, will watch from space platforms. Dante's Inferno will be made to look like children's playground. The sun will not be seen, and it will always be night. Trees will die. All vegetation will die. Radiated men will eat the flesh of radiated men. The sea will be poisoned. The lakes and rivers will vanish. Rain will be the new gold. The rotting bodies of men will stink in the dark wind. The last few survivors will be overtaken by new and hideous diseases, and the space platforms will be destroyed by attrition, the petering out of supplies, the natural effect of general decay, and there will be the most beautiful silence never heard, born out of that. The sun still hidden there, awaiting the next chapter. Kind of lumped in with the beat poets, but I don't know if you really fit in the beat poet scheme. I am in the reservation of my mind. I saw the best lives of my reservation destroyed by manifest destiny. Hungered in the commodity lines, passed out in broke down cars, 8 hours until the gas was gone and frozen in a South Dakota snowstorm. who inhaled lines of meth dragged along empty highways, believed in American dreams, held cigars and turned to wood, looked at America again and turned to a salt pillar, who roamed the streets reeking of piss, sucked cock for crack, raped their sons in a drunken loneliness, prostituted their cousin in Pasco, Oregon for shots of H, who in asylums received electroshock, sang death songs learned and understood only by the deceased, who were stolen, shaven, taken to boarding schools, screamed with angels, and broke their bones, cut rivers into their wrists, searched for solace in a yellow-crusted moon, who constructed intricate nooses, wrapped them around their necks, and swung in HUD house basements, who adopted children, slept on bus benches like angry birds, and wandered in who they thought they were, who were sterilized by IHS, born FAS, sat before the penumbra of TV commercials, lost their sight and feet to diabetes, whose hearts were crushed at Wounded Knee, obliterated by Mount Rushmore, demonized by Crazy Horse Monument, who knelt before the cross, ate the flesh, drank the blood, were raped by Catholic priests, recited 1,000 by 1,000 Hail Marys, for every sin that shined like a blanket of stars, as warm as smallpox and as cold as biblical heaven, who carried a photo of George Armstrong Custer, raged a curse at the photo, held their sick buddy under the Burnside Bridge, drank can after can of Lysol, who huffed gasoline-soaked rags, laughed in the Portland streets, cut their long black hair by the radioactive glow of salmon, who were gunned down driving into the American dream, beaten to death for talking their language, burned alive for the word of God, who looked down untied to girders 60 stories above Portland, New York, Seattle, San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, looked down at busy ants building big, meaningless, abstract rooms, who didn't care anymore after mother's death, pulled out their eyelashes, dug their fingernails into their scarred legs, sat in a coma of gold cobwebs that wove their arms to the sun, hidden behind thick clouds, who threw themselves into fiery lakes of literature, Harjo, Alexi, Ortiz, Welch, Mohamed Lewis, who stood in faith on a different bridge every night, threw pill bottles into the Willamette River, cursed their hands' dependability, ate newspaper strips, sipped every inked character with their head lost in the streetlight music, strolled back to city park camps, who said they were Crazy Horse, or Jesus, or City Bull, or Judas, or Chief Bigfoot, signed their life to the white noise of history, burned on every page, ripped out of the book of longing. Who stole horses, called it freedom, leaned against padded rooms filled with wild horses strewn with sinewy strands of madness, rattled the cages, screamed from the rusted bars, who raged on top of Bear Butte, fought next to each Black Hills tree, scratched ghostly promises of love written under blue moonlight on purple pages, who ran with the hunted, fell with the game, ripped skin from bone, listened to the ravaged drums hidden in the chest, their heart drilled by worms, who drove half-alive cars into riverbeds, smoked dope on sun-drenched cliffs, drew knives into their naked arms, injected cooked jazz records, who walked thousands of miles to Oklahoma with the pools of deep oblivion in their eyes, saw the absence of 7 generations set among crooked trees drowned in starvation, who were hanged with Dakota warriors of the hand of Abraham Lincoln, dared to say they were the dreams Crazy Horse had when he envisioned the future. We swam in the black between stars behind tar paper houses, ripped talons from their chest, wept before the torn down Sundance tree, who mended stolen skulls in museums, angrily searched for pieces of the hoop, found severed breast, dead Indian child, neglected elder, Crazy Horse dreamed in Big Chief notebook, who clawed the earth hard rock for rocks of gold, drank to remember the contour of a circle, insanely danced into the hollowed songs of loss, elated in sweat and paper promises, believed in the safety words created, tore free their heart from the chest of America. Through bones and chance it became Crazy Horse killed by a lover. Thank you.
Fabulous. Oh, good. We're back in order over here. Perfect. Thank you so much, Trevino. Next up, Miss Emily Newberry writes about the challenges of living as spiritual beings in a material world, the paradox of life. One Spirit Press published 2 of her books, and she was nominated for a Pushcart Prize in 2014. Her website is www.butterflyarose.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Newberry.
Are we there? Yes. I can shout if I have to. Thank you, Camille. You've done a wonderful job organizing this. And thank you to this incredible band.
Thank you, Emily.
So I was born in 1944 in the middle of World War II, when the Beats were at their height between 1950 and 1959. I was between 6 and 16. But I'm so grateful to the Beats because they started breaking open the culture and paved the way for people like me who plunged into the mass movements in the 1960s. So the Beat poet who I'd like to present to you tonight is Diane Wakuski, and I'd like to do her poem, Belly Dancer. Can these movements which move themselves be the substance of my attraction? Where does this thin green silk come from that covers my body? Surely any woman wearing these fabrics would move her body just to feel them touching every part of her. Yet most of the women frown or look away or laugh stiffly. They are afraid of these materials and these movements. Psychologists would say they are afraid of themselves. Perhaps awakening too much desire for their men to satisfy. So they keep themselves laced and buttoned and made up in hopes that the framework will keep them stiff enough not to feel the whole register. In hopes they will not have to experience the unquenchable desire for rhythm and contact. If a snake glided across the floor, my thin green silks, my bells and finger symbols offend them, frighten their old new bodies. While the men simper and leer, glad for the vicarious experience and exercise. They do not realize how I scorn them, or how I dance for their frightened, unawakened, sweet women. If I ever write the full story of my life as a transgender woman, all that will be left will be this after memoir. I could look back only so far before stumbling over embarrassing words I plucked out of stereotypes in hopes of fooling myself even. Oh, for one movement of girl talk or silly bonding, the type I caught glimpses of in passing lunchroom table giggles, but sidelong glances kept the door shut, me walking on. The stepping into his role, the fumbled carrying of books to look like him without a clue what to do next. The emotional intimacy I craved, playing lesbian in men's disguise. Sweet caresses, interrupted by doing to her what I wanted done to me, and then back to sweet caresses. My book has 7 chapters. 1, lost mother. 2, seeking death. 3, root and branch. 4, deep despair. 5, saved by grace. 6, assumptions exploded. 7, resurrection. There is joy, but no hero in the wings. No saving beyond self-care. No regret can cancel out my song. No failure can sully my victory. I eat my victory. It tastes like humble pie. My song, an invitation, washes away my sins, but there is no sin, only sorrow. And I laughed so hard I cried. I think sometimes we don't take enough time to feel what it's like as we climb the ladder of success. On the first rung, one foot still defends hard ground. The second rung squeaks, beware, you're leaving Earth. As the third rung vibrates your determination, by skitter, cautioning. On the fourth rung, strange memories invite retreat. The fifth rung takes courage, you've been here before. The sixth rung has your number and rings loudly, ha! The seventh rung awaits your ascension. The eighth rung congratulates your achievement. The ninth rung may be your last if winds blow harder. The 10th rung reads your past as a series of morality plays. Finally, in a playful mood, you reach the topmost rung. With nothing to embrace, pause for a moment and ask, where am I? This next poem is an argument that I have with myself even. Not exactly a sword fight. Sometimes I want to just punch the nature lovers with all their blathering on about beauty and Edenic scenery. I want dark rooms with pictures of gory and glory played out on human stories. I want scenes where love emerges like fog, making everything faintly beautiful. I want to feel hate jump from a canyon, spilling blood and writing verses on dusty walls and broken beams. I'll put my stories above theirs anytime. At least I write mine on other people who are just as guilty as I of making it all up. I watch them turn trees into mirrors, the better to see themselves. At least, let's be honest. And I think it's hard for all of us to be truly present in this moment. Right now, rain plays hide and seek with clouds that bunch and scatter like ducklings oblivious to mother or hungry dogs. Right now, I hope to fly with clouds, but raindrops' sadness weighs me down. I flap my arms and barely make it over bushes where rabbits hide. Right now, 1,000 drops fall through memory, each one a prism to reflect my whole life. Right now, the ball game is over, chaos touches home, and there is no umpire to call the play. Right now, a crow calls time out. Finally, as I eased into my 7th decade, I think more about the meaning of life and death. When sun rays crack the space where breezes are herded by branches, when rabbits first turn a wary eye and nibble the first leaf, I want to die then. I want to have my last breath sing about lips inches from a kiss, babies poking through bloody legs, and poems aching to flow through pens. When the earth warms under midday sun and flowers turn to bathe in full light, when sparrows argue over worms and perching spots, I want to die then. I want my body, arms wide, to welcome a building's first brick, to shield new ideas from cynic's sneer, and welcome ant and worm to the feast of decay I become. When the owl's talons first grab the evening meal, when shadows play before darkness steals their stage, when endings become opening lines in nature's play, I want to die then. I want my clouding eyes to close the chapter on true pain, my lips to become the blue of sky, and skin the gray of wisdom.
Thank you, Emily. That was fabulous. All right, last but not least for this first half of the show, I'm going to bring up Josh Lubin. Josh Lubin is a writer living in Portland, Oregon. He is the host and curator of the weekly performance series Salon Skid Row. His work has appeared in print in Criminal Class Press, online, and in several chapbooks. I also believe that Leanne Grabel is going to come back up and join him for his first piece. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Lubin!